Going up's like the easy part, believe it or not. Will certainly make it a more exciting video if I come back down the fast way. Good morning and welcome to a nice overcast morning. Just getting ready to hit the road here. We're going to go out to Westport. And we're just getting finished up here, getting everything situated. Then we will get going. Okay. probably try and see if I can pan the video over there. This is the Willapa Harbor, or Willapa Bay. We're on the north side right now, going around it towards Tokeland. From there we'll swing around and actually kind of shortcut the corner where the bay meets the Pacific Ocean, and then we'll be riding along the coast. I'm going to stop in Tokeland and have breakfast. There's the bay. Sometimes you'll hear them referred to as the Twin Harbors. This is Willapa Bay, and then north of us on the other side of Westport when we get there is Grays Harbor. They used to be really busy lumber harbors. They would build the big rafts that they would float out into the Pacific, and then they would tow all the way down the coast as far as California, and that was done all the way up to Alaska. Sometimes you'll still see them doing that, but a lot more lumber is hauled on trucks these days. Probably not within view of the camera, but the salt flats I can probably get with my helmet camera. Those go way out. That water you see right there, it's literally inches deep. When the tide goes out, it looks like, it's not really true because this stuff is actually really soft and gooey, but it looks like you could almost walk across this harbor. But if you go out and look at the maps on like Google Earth or any of those and look at the satellite picture, you can actually see the bottom over most of the harbor because it isn't really shallow. And Grays Harbor is similar. It's pretty shallow for most of it too. They have channels cut out, and that was part of what made them attractive for the lumber, because they could put ramps down those shallows and roll and slide those bundles of logs right out into the channel. And it's kind of deceptive because you look at it right now and it looks like it's a big body of water, but it's really, I mean, you couldn't put a rubber raft on that and paddle across right now because it's probably 100 feet out before it would be deep enough to actually move. Great, rain makes it even harder to see the gauge on this bike. Because that's something this bike really needs. Something to make it harder to see the gauge. Here. Oh, come on, go into. Okay. Yeah, that line right there looks like a white line. That's where the bar is. That's where the bay and the ocean come together. You've got the water trying to wash back out from the bay, running into the water, trying to come in from the ocean. And that's neat and all. That's not why I stopped. I stopped because I was an idiot and I put my squeegee on my left hand, which there was drunk, I think. Looked like their contract expired, so they just took all the pieces of the billboard off and shuffled them around and stuck them back up there. Like one's upside down and they're all out of order. Wow, they had a rope around the bumper, the plastic bumper cover on that thing, towing it past the Westport cop. Ooh, that's why I couldn't find it. I didn't have the GPS and I drove right by it. There it is. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and see about pulling in there instead of walking all this way, because I'm contemplating going up the Nope, the gate's closed. Authorized vehicles only. Okay, well, I'm not an authorized only vehicle, so I guess I'll go ahead and come back out here and hobble my way over there and check it out. See what I've got for battery life on my camera here before I go. And there we are. We will see what we got going on here and go from there. Oh, it just shut off. So, anyway, there's the greenhouse, or, God, why do I keep trying to call it a greenhouse? The lighthouse. And this is all Lighthouse Park. I'm going to go down there and we can check out some other stuff, but they don't have any information here. I'll have to go online and see what the actual schedule is for this place. I have some pictures I'll put in that I took a few years back of the lighthouse here. In fact, the sign is actually gone. I have a picture of the sign too. It used to be out here. But the gate's closed and there's nobody here. And given the time of year and such, I'm not all that surprised. But there's other things here in Westport. This wasn't the only thing on the agenda. Okay, so I just went through all this on the helmet camera, but I'll cover it again. You can see my track even. So yeah, it's closed up. Gate's closed up. There's nobody here except the keepers here. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see the lighthouse today. But we're going to go ahead and check out some other places here in Westport. But this is the good old-fashioned, quaint little seaside town. Brewery. Charters. You could charter a boat to go get looking for Bigfoot. I say that because they had a big silhouette of Sasquatch in their front window of the charter place. I hate being between gears. It's lugging in second, but it's way too high in first. 15 is not a good cruising speed for this boat, as I'm looking at all the boats in the marina, sorry. This motorcycle. We didn't get to go up the lighthouse, but we can go up the observation tower. I think I can manage that. Watch for traffic coming around this corner to kill me. Ooh. Oh, get out. Okay. So, shut her down. Yes. So, you can see there's not a lot to see from down here. Oh, I don't know if this... I don't know if this is going to be a great idea, but hopefully. Oh. Going up's like the easy part, believe it or not. Oh. Will certainly make it a more exciting video if I come back down the fast way. So, here we are. Now, home is there. Aberdeen is there. You go out and around over, and this is the inlet. Actually, Aberdeen's more that way now that I'm looking at it. This is the inlet to Grays Harbor. Ocean Shores, somewhere people may have already heard of, is right over there. If you keep going that way, trying to pull the mileage out of my head, and I'm not remembering, it's a ways up there yet, but it's Forks. You may have heard of that from a little vampire series a few years back. A few people were into. Ironically, if you watch the movies, this is more like what their beaches are. Not that. In fact, a lot of the beaches in this state look more like this than like that. I wonder if that's the beach that they had access to over there. This is the inlet. The Pacific Ocean is what you see over on the horizon there. Let's come around. This is obviously the marina here. And the lighthouse is not immediately visible anymore. I think it's right there, but I'm not certain. I don't have my binoculars there. They're at home on my desk. Ah, stupid little flying insect just flew right into my helmet. You're just chilling, just floating in. No, there's a bug crawling on my face. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is downtown Westport. There's a city park over there. I haven't been to in probably close to 30 years. Not much else. Here's the city hall. You can see how big the town is by the size of this little city hall here. Not sure how long that's been city hall or if it's the original building. I don't really know off the top of my head how long Westport has actually been a city. Aberdeen's been around for a long time. Westport has been here for a long time. I'm just not sure how long as an actual city. Grayland Beach. I've never been on. God, that horn button is touching. These gloves are a lot stiffer with the liner in them than the other ones. I feel like my hands are half concrete. So I don't know if you caught any of that. Not only did I honk the horn trying to turn the turn signal to the other way, I also grabbed on to go and had the flash the pass button squeezed, so I was flashing everybody. And in the state of Washington, the beach is a state highway, so doing wheelies and donuts and all the crap that people do, legally speaking, it's no different than doing it in the middle of I-5. So, ooh, that's soft. A lot softer than I expected going. But this is the Pacific Ocean right here. And this time of year, it is legal to drive on the beach. But as I said, it's considered a state highway. So anything you can't do on a state highway in the state of Washington, you can't do on the beach. Which I learned from a very considerate and polite officer. Because it's not properly marked at every entrance. The reason I pointed that out, and I haven't seen anything here that says it, but if you go on certain ones, they have the big signs and everything. And we actually went on from a campground that didn't have any signs or anything, and that was the first time I had ever driven on the beach. And of course we saw all these yahoos out here on quads and stuff. Oh, that's part of the problem. And they were out there doing donuts and all that, and so we decided it would be fun in our Durango to do a donut. And it was, except we did it in front of a state patrol. And he let us off with a warning, which was ridiculously lucky because first of all, we had 8 people in a vehicle with 7 seats. It wasn't in my name. We didn't have the registration because we couldn't find it in there, and the proof of insurance wasn't in there because it was in my parents' name. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, so we went to find it, and none of that paperwork was in it. So it wasn't ours. We didn't have any paperwork. We had one person too many, so we had one person sitting in the back between the tailgate and the back seat, and we were just doing donuts on a state highway. And so we explained to him exactly where we came on, and he went and checked it out and realized that, you know, that was the case. We weren't just trying to ignore the rules. We didn't realize that we were breaking them, and he let us go with a warning. And so since then I try to share that information because, as I mentioned earlier, whether it makes it in the video or not I don't know, but I mentioned earlier that here in Washington you are expected to know the information, but there is no requirement for them to tell you that information. So you are expected to obey the state highway regulations on the beach because it's a state highway, but they are not obligated in any way to go out and make sure that all the entrances to the beach or even the length of the beaches themselves are in any way marked so that you know that. Okay, so since our 360 is all worn out and napping, I'm going to go ahead and give you the post trip on the helmet cam. Little bit of road grime on there. Yeah, that actually swept off like dust. Of course, this is warm, so as it hits, it dries off. Not a lot on the bag, actually. Being off to the side of the tires, I think a lot of the road grime hits right there. You can see my barcode's coming off on my engine from the road grime, but you can't tell, but it really stinks, and that's why right here, this tire, I think at some point, it's not a super big deal, so it probably won't be right away, but I think what I'm going to do, I think I might take advantage of these two fasteners on this and just come up, maybe come up and come back. Just bring this, not with like a heavy plate like this, but get a little piece of aluminum and just for a splash shield, because this really stinks, especially with the de-icer in it, and God knows what it's doing to the exhaust pipe on there. So at this point, my hands have that fun vibrating feeling. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, so I'm just going to, like I said, take a rag, clean her up a little, and put her away. But it will be continuing improvement as I get different stuff, and if I start getting feedback on the videos of what people would rather see or what they like, then I might make changes. But that is all for now. It's time to clean her up and get in and warm up and get to editing. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.